All right, let's run back to St. Louis and talk to Christina. What's up, Christina?
Hi, how are you?
Partying. What about you?
I'm doing okay.
Hey, so far it's been a show where I really don't have a great answer for anybody. So you may be number 3. Hopefully I can do better. What's up?
All right. Well, a few years ago, my sister was diagnosed with an aggressive form of Parkinson's disease.
Oh, man. What a mess. Yeah. I hate that.
Yeah. Now she's in her early 50s, and she walks with a walker and can't stand up without assistance.
Yeah.
And recently she asked me to help her with some personal things like bathing and things to kind of take some of the pressure off of her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me that she didn't think that she had much longer, and because all of her efforts towards treatments have had little effect in slowing the disease.
Mm-hmm.
And I just need to know how I can best help her through this disease, knowing that it'll eventually take her life.
Yeah.
And I don't want to think about her dying, yet she faces it all the time, and her husband can't talk about it. He breaks down. And so she needs me, and I need to know how best to help her.
Just what you just called it out. Somebody has to sit with her who can call reality and live out of that, not just numb out and pretend everything's gonna go on just the way things are forever. I'm heartbroken for the whole family. I mean, it's just, geez. But there needs to be I wish I had another word for this. There needs to be a reckoning with her husband. Needs to be an ability for you. Here's the deal. On the other side of truth-telling, can I tell you, like, one of my oldest best friends on the planet who's a paraplegic, on the other side of, we just call a spade, we laugh a lot. Yeah. And we're sad a lot, but we laugh a lot. And we figure out how to get that guy in his chair and get him to our restaurant. We've gone to concerts. We went to the Guns N' Roses reunion show. We went to the Poison show. I mean, we go to show. I mean, figure it out. But that can only happen on the other side of, no, we're calling a spade a spade. Everything's different now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And so if I'm you, I would ask her permission to go out for coffee or something like that, a place where she felt comfortable, and just say, I'm feeling a need to just talk openly and reality-wise, and I want to make sure that's okay with you. Because at some point, y'all going to have to talk about what she want her funeral to look like. And what does she want? Does she have a will? And does she have a DNR? And does she have all of those things? Those can be holy, and people can think I'm crazy. They can be hilarious conversations and heartbreaking conversations all rolled into one, but they're coming from a place of choosing reality and owning it and moving forward in that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because here's the deal. She knows.
She does.
She knows.
She's an RN. She's been a nurse for 25 years.
She knows. And if you asked her, how much do you want to talk about this? I would love to talk to you about end times, what you want the next 2 months, 6 months, 5 years of your life to look like. And by the way, it is not uncommon for people facing a terminal diagnostic to say things like, I don't think I'm long for this world. And what they're trying to do is speak into existence. I want this to stop now.
Yeah, I can see that in her.
Okay.
She's getting tired because everything in her life is hard right now.
That's right. She's getting exhausted. She's watching her husband fall apart. She's watching her sister well up with tears. She's a caring person. She's an RN. She doesn't want people to hurt around her. She's tired of hurting. She's exhausted. And so it's almost this prophetic, I want this to stop, so I'm going to start saying it out loud. That does not mean it's going to stop. Okay? Could be a long, long time. But I think having the conversation about skilled nursing and give her some options into, do you ever want to go to a home? Or when me and husband can't take care of the care anymore, What do you want that to look like? Can y'all afford that? What is that like? Somebody's got to have those conversations. And she's in a spot now where it's getting harder and harder, but she can still have those conversations. Just needs somebody to adult up and do it.
Yeah.
And my promise is entering into that storm will be so uncomfortable. And when she passes, it will give you oxygen to know how intimate and vulnerable and connected y'all were in the last 2 months or 10 years of her life.
Yeah. She's always been there for me. I was like chronically ill as a child, and all of the stuff I went through is what inspired her to be a nurse. And I want to be there for her.
Have you told her that exact thing right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're pretty close as sisters. We talked about just about everything.
Almost everything, but not quite everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, but our son's getting married in a couple of months, and she recently asked me to be like a mother to him during his wedding and the reception and everything, because she can't move around and do the things that she wants to do.
Beautiful. Let her inform that.
Okay.
So when she said that, she had a very clear picture in her head. Take her out to coffee and ask her, tell me exactly what you want me to do. I'm going to be there for you. We're doing it. And while we're here, we got to talk Will. And we got to talk your knuckleheaded crybaby husband. He's got to talk. And, y'all just got to go there.
Yeah.
And at some point, you might have to sit down with brother-in-law and say, I need you to grow up, and we have to have some hard conversations. You can't just fold out all the time on this. And I say grow up, I'm sounding kind of ugly. This isn't the season for healing, but he's got work to do.
Yeah.
Right? There will be a time to be devastated, can't breathe, lost everything, whole world shattered. Totally get that. But right now, he's got a job to do, and that's to care for his dying wife, to make sure that all the nuts and bolts are and T's are crossed and I's are dotted. He's got to do that, man. He can't just say like, nope, not talking about it. I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. He can't do that. And if he just can't physically, then he needs to go talk to somebody ASAP so he can get some skills real quick.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, after she's gone and he looks back and says, I just Netflixed and numbed out the last 3 years of her life, dude, that will haunt him for eternity. He's got to plug in. But sometimes, in his defense, sometimes people don't know what plug in means, and that's where you might be a gift to him, to be able to say, this weekend I'm coming over, we're talking about a will, we're talking about the funeral, we're talking about the wedding. Do what you got to do, but we're having that conversation. And give him some guided direction on, here's the things that have to happen. But I love the idea of you sitting with your sister and saying, we talk about almost everything. And from this point forward, we're going to talk about everything.
Yeah. Well, she's actually the one that sat me down and said, look, this is what's happening. I need you to know this. I've tried to talk to my husband about it, and he sobs. So she's like, and I told her, I said, well, you were always there for me. I will be here for you through anything.
Beautiful. Now what she's done is she's been very vulnerable. And she said, are you still going to love me even though it's about to get real, real hard? And you said yes. And both of y'all have a different picture of what that looks like. And so I want y'all to clarify together over the next 2 or 3 or 5 or however many months what that looks like. Okay?
Okay.
What is your expectations about her funeral? What is your expectations about extended care? What's her expectations about skilled nursing or going to a home? What are her expectations all the way through?
Okay.
Okay? And I'm telling you, the more you can interject silliness or an old story or just no words at all and just grab her hand, these are the moments of life. The soil doesn't get richer than this, even though it's so painful and so hard.
Yeah.
And I need you to hear me say, most of my career has been spent sitting with people who reached out and said, I need you. And the person said, no, thank you, or didn't respond. And so the fact that you said, I'm in, it's my turn now. I'm going to tell you, man, they don't make sisters like that everywhere. I'm really grateful for you.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Let me give you two other quick pieces of just wisdom I've picked up over the years running my mouth next to people who are either passing or who are hurting. Thing number one is silence is always better than stupid sayings that are in pillows. Okay. The second thing is almost without fail, people who have cancer, people who are dying, people who have terminal illnesses get put in a position to make sure everybody else in their world is okay. And that is not their job.
Oh,
Okay. So her job isn't
yeah.
to make you feel better. Her job isn't to take care of her husband. Her job is to stay as healthy and well as she can for as long as she's got. And so when
Yeah.
she says, no, I'll just, you smile and go, nope, nope.
Yeah.
Right. And she's your sister.
Yeah.
You can put it across the room and say, if you can go over there and get it, then I'll sign it. Right. You can do that. You can have all kind of, you can have, and she would smile.
Yeah.
And say, I get to take care of you now. It's my job. God, she's so lucky to have you.
I'm blessed to have her through my whole life. She's always been the one to take care of me. A big sister is kind of like a second mother.
Mm-hmm. For better or worse, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do this for me. Periodically give us an update, would you, on how she's doing?
Okay.
I'd love to see you standing in as at that first dance in your wedding, if you have a picture of that at your nephew's wedding.
Okay.
I would love to see that. That'd be awesome. And just be fully present in the upcoming season, as hard as it is.
I will.
Be fully present. Because these are going to be the years you look back for the rest of your life and said, I was fully in. It won't stop the hurt. The hurt's going to be there either way. But you'll be able to sleep knowing I was there. I was fully there. You're a blessing, 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 Christina. Thank you so much for your call.